Hey, hello friends. Welcome to the MB Code. Today we are going to cover most important interview asked question: how to create a custom immutable class in Java or user defined immutable class in Java. So let's start. First of all, what exactly the immutable class means? So immutable class means once we created an object, we cannot change the value of its instance variables. That means once we create an object of class, we cannot change the state of an object. That is the immutable object. In Java, there is a multiple predefined immutable objects or immutable classes are there. String is immutable by default, or primitive wrapper class is also by default immutable. And in this immutable class, the pojo class is very important, or role of the pojo class is very important. So let's understand first what exactly the pojo and how we are going to be create a immutable on the basis of the pojo. So let's start. I'm starting Eclipse STS. For this pojo, first of all, we required one Java class. I'm taking a student as a class. Okay, package will be com.demo.immutable. Okay, so student is our class. In this student class, the fields will be integer stud id and string stud name. Okay, again we require a constructor, so constructor will be here, and setter getter methods, and toString method as well. So in any pojo class, there would be the fields parameters, constructor, setter getter, and the toString method. So this is the example of the pojo. So how we are going to be create a custom immutable class with the help of this pojo. Let's understand what exactly I have to do. So for this I need one more Java class, immutable demo. I required main method as well, so this is the main method. Okay. So in this class I am going to create an object of student s1 is equal to new student. Okay, and the constructor of the student, I need to pass two values, stud id and name as well. So 101 will be the student id, and Swami is the name of the student. Now let's print this object. S1 and execute this. So here will be my output, stud id 101 and stud name will be the Swami. Okay, so let's create this pojo class as a immutable class. How to create an immutable class in Java? Then I have to follow some guidelines. So first of all, declare the class as a final, so it can't be extended. So class as a final. Whenever I'm going to create a final class, then that class cannot be extended, or we cannot create a child class from this particular final class. So this is the first step I have followed. Second step, make all fields private, so that cannot be accessed directly. Direct access cannot be allowed, so make it fields are private. Second step. Third step, don't provide setter methods to set values externally. So I need to remove the setter methods from this. Okay, so first I make class as a final, second data fields I align as a private, make it as a private, and remove the setter methods as well. And whenever I am going to be create an object of this class, this immutable class, initialize all the fields via constructor performing deep cloning. Okay, performing deep copy. So I am initializing all those values by using constructor. Okay, so now in this case I am going to execute this, and I am good with the immutable class, custom immutable class. But suppose there is one more parameter added into this class as a list, string type list, we can call it as a subject. Okay, I need an input for this list. Okay, so I need to pass as argument the list will be to the constructor list sub list. Okay, and again the same way, this dot subject is equal to sub list for the initialization of the data member using list. Okay, again I needs to be override toString method here, toString. Okay, toString is here. Now make list as a private as well. One more step, make all the data members are final. Okay, list is also I am going to make a final. So this is the custom immutable class, but in this case suppose I'm going to execute this, I need a list here also, sub list. So list string sub list new array list, new array list. I need a input for the list as well as array list. Okay, so sublist dot add. Now I have to add the subjects here. So sublist dot add, I added Java, then another subject, C++, then HTML. Okay, and I am passing this list here. So this is our immutable class, custom immutable class. The step 1, let's make it as a class as a final. Data member should be private, no setter methods will be there, only getter methods are allowed. Okay, so in this case we require getter method, get list as well. Okay, so get subject here, get subject. So in this case, suppose I execute this, so my output will remain same. Okay, so 101 student ID, student name Swami, and the list of the subjects. Okay, but what is the definition of immutable class? Once I created of object of this class, that is S1, I cannot change the state of an object, or I cannot initialize, or I cannot change the values of its instance variable. But suppose I have added list here as a parameter, then let's see what happened here. s1 dot get subject, this will going to provide a list of subject to me. Dot add, I have added one more subject here, that is PHP, and I have added one more subject, that is CSS, and I printed this same object. So as per the definition of immutable class, we cannot change the state of an object, or we cannot change the values of instance variable. But in this case, let's see, after execution I'm able to see the values, subjects PHP and CSS into this list. So we cannot say the truly immutable class. Student is a truly immutable class because of just list, and we are able to change the state of an object here. This is the example. So in this case, how to be a truly immutable class, custom truly immutable class here? Then we have to do some changes as well here. So let's do some changes. So let's first comment this list. We have to create a copy of list here. So for this dot subject is a instance, subject is a variable, list variable type, is equal to new array list. Okay, new array list. Now we require the input of array list as well here. Now we need for loop. I need to copy this subject list into the subject wala list here. Constructor argument, from the constructor argument to the actual instance variable, actual variable. So this is a type string sub colon sub list. Okay, subject is a already defined list, add sub here. Okay, this is the first step we have to be follow. Let's comment this and create a new array list here and copy the list elements list into the another list, another that means variable, list variable, copy into the list variable. Okay, this is the first step. As we initialize all the fields by a constructor by performing deep copy. This is the step. Now let's come to the getter method as well, get subject. Here we need to comment out this as well first, then create one list here as also, create one list here also, that is list temp list, we can say it as a temp list, new array list. Okay, new array list. Now copy the subject list of the subject, copy the list of subject elements into the new list temp list. For that we need for loop again, string list subject, required subject here, subject temp list dot add list, and after all it is a getter method, so we have to return a list, return temp list. Okay, so what we did here, we have aligned new list here created into the constructor, copy whatever the element which we received as a constructor argument, copy those elements into the list, which is a field of this class. Okay, and in getter method get subject, this will going to provide return a list always. So in getter method we created new list and again copying the subject wala list into the temp list, new list, and return this list. Now see what is the behavior here. We created a student object S1, 101 is a student ID, Swami is the name of the student, and subject list, but that list contain Java, C++ and HTML only. After creation of this object, we have added PHP and CSS. But in this case, we got an output that is Java, C++, also tool subject which we added, that it also comes in the picture here. But now let's execute this after some modifications into the list. We got the same list which is we passed while creating an object. That means here the state on object has not been changed. Okay, so we can say it as a truly immutable class here. Student is a truly immutable class, custom immutable class here. So let's understand whenever list comes in a picture, then what will be the behavior of the immutable class, and this is most commonly asked into the interview. So let's understand that. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, then please subscribe and share. Thank you.